this is a good spot right here today, but it isn't usually, because usually it's filled with alcoholics and drug addicts, unsavory types, dealers, pimps, prostitutes. That's where it's ended up. This is where it began. The architecture's still here, but it's a different breed of folk, I suspect. That's so cool, eh? That's the original buildings right on the river. Wow. This is so cool. Oh, isn't this nice? Yeah, we walked by that. So the second one down, yeah, we walked by that today, but from a really different angle. I was telling you about that building, to the larger building to the left, the way that it's oh no, this one's the opposite. No, that's the Bank of Nova Scotia's in front of it, so you can't see at the bottom. Yeah, I better shut up, because I don't know what in hell I'm talking about. Doesn't mean I can't talk about something else. This one's got a dancer splashed across it. Okay, so yeah, this place is normally filled with a bunch of creeps. Like you would want to just not come here. But I guess they don't like the cold, so they go inside. I bet the places they live on the inside, if they're in shelters, they're really, really poorly funded, I think. Like, in a way, it's just kind of comes down to that. They really put them in skanky conditions. It's really bad. Like, people would just rather live on the street. That's how bad it is inside. The shelter that we're providing for them is that bad. They'd rather live outside. Just think of it. Just think of that. This is right straightforward. It's going to cost some money. These people have to be weaned off their heroin addiction and found some kind of job. It's better, a lot better for them and a lot better for us. So why wouldn't that happen? Why wouldn't that happen? Oh, it's the university types and their harm reduction strategies and all that. They cooked up this mess too. Or is this the same mess that I was oh yeah, that's the same mess I was talking about before. I was blaming the university types for putting us in the situation we're in with the homelessness and drug addiction and very seriously violent crimes, knife crimes. We're starting to be like London. You don't want to get the population in the habit of carrying and using knives. England had I think it still does. London has been a knife city forever. So this is where you want to come if you're in New Westminster for something to eat. Piva. Definitely I would go here. It's really classy looking, and apparently the food is great, and it's not that expensive. Like, it's, it's not cheap, obviously, but it's worth it, I think. That's where I'd go. If somebody asked me where to go for dinner, that's where I'd say. Or lunch. Alrighty, so what else were we talking about? What was it now? Yeah, a good friend of mine told me he was going to die in this building. It's the old spaghetti factory now. I forget. It was just kind of like a really home, kind of made out of wood and, restaurant kind of thing. Not expensive or anything, like, really, right? Anyway, yeah, and he had a really nice way of saying it. He sort of made a poem out of his own impending death. He's what he did. Not a poem, prose certainly. Yeah, a story certainly. He did it by way of analogy to the life cycle. I think I'm sure of a bird, and he just talked about that, and then kind of like, are you getting what I'm saying to you? Yeah, I'm cooked, dude. Yeah, so that was rough. That's rough. Somebody telling you they're gonna die is tough. Anvil Office Tower. Yeah, I hadn't planned. I didn't recall, that was where that was. I just walked by here by accident. But yeah, that was really rough. There's no getting around it. Okay, we're gonna see some action. We're gonna see some action. Well, it's probably screwed that all up. Oh, damn it, I forgot to push the button. I'm not even recording. What I've realized is that watching these films that I make, what I realize is just how disorganized my mind is. I'm happy to report I don't have any kind of drug problem, except a little bit of the old cannabis treatments. I need the cannabis treatments for my headache. Well, that's what it felt like today. I thought I got a really stupid headache from thinking so hard. And I'm cooped up in that place. I got to get outside. So yeah, I come over here to... They got a really nice weed dispensary over here. I really like the people. Yeah, I mean, they're really good. It's wonderful that the amount of culture that you get to see. You've got fine dining. Those are professional chefs, straight from Sicily. There's a Salvation Army. Oh, it's the thrift store. Why? Okay, it says the thrift store on one side and the Salvation Army on the other. Oh no, it says thrift store and the Salvation Army on the same sign. That's what went wrong there. Guess we're in for a bit of a wait. There we go. See, there it is, right? It's counting down. I just noticed it counting down. Noticed it counting down. 4, 3, and I said, "Okay, it looks like we gotta wait." Right? Like I do things like that. I just did that right now, right? But the thing is that I realize it like just instantaneously. Usually, right? Like I noticed it instantaneously. Not really. I mean, the light had to turn before I figured it out. That's the truth. Like I want to just be accurate. It didn't occur to me until the light changed, until the walk signal came on. Like that's retarded. And so I went in for the what do you call that? Attention deficit disorder thing. I went in for a test. Why not? Anyway, I arranged a test and I took a test. And the lady who gave it to me said that what she said, I don't know if it's scientifically really what I want, but what she said is that my memory was amazing, which to me is like, no, it isn't. It really isn't, right? But no, she said, yeah, that's absolutely amazing because like it's if you score too low, then that means that you might have it, right? Like there's 30 questions, and if you get 30 wrong, then it's like they're not just questions, they're like tests. If you get too many of them wrong, well, then maybe you got an issue, right? But if you can complete the task, then you don't have an issue in that particular area or whatever, right? And there's 30 of them, so I did 30 of them, and I got a score of 28 out of 30. And she said that's absolutely incredible. I don't think she meant that's just, in absolute terms incredible. I think she meant that like for a person of my age. That's what I think she meant. And she doesn't know all that much about me. That's how it feels here. You feel like there's the possibility of one of these things coming down on you, and you got to like actually physically react. And the important thing is how you physically react. You're not in conversation class anymore. Yeah. Yeah. It's great dialogue, eh? Okay, over here what you've got is the needle exchange thing. That, like, if you want to check your drugs and sit down in a safe room where there's somebody there to catch you with the Narcan if you die and all that. Like, if you really want the safest experience that you can get, surrounded by professionals there to take care of you. You can inject your drugs there, and you know, it's a lot more pleasant environment naturally for the user. Why wouldn't the government pay for that? You know, how stupid can you get? How stupid can you get? And my idea is to put more money in them, but as soon as they come in the door, you arrest them. No criminal charge. 2 weeks to a month, you get to straighten out, and then we'll let you out. Some people will take longer. And at a certain point, it would become voluntary. If you want to stay in, then you can stay in, and if you want to go out, you can go out. But you're going in for 2 weeks or a month, however long it takes to clean out your system. Probably more than that. Should be thinking about 3 or 4 months, actually, just with the drug not in your system at all. Doesn't matter your living condition. It could be really rough. Probably, well, yeah, no, the guy's already in a lot of pain. You'd want to make it just comfortable. But that's all, just comfortable. Not at all fancy. You wouldn't need it. Let them go outside a lot. Yeah, I think that it should be as like little houses in a big forest. So when they go outside, they can go for a walk in the bush. Maybe get some work done. Building trails and stuff. You know, just something sensible. Now, coming back here, one thing I'm impressed with is just how insane some stuff is. Just berserk. I don't know who it was that was saying that there was, you know, quite a lot of the world that really didn't like us, right? But that's not really getting it specific enough. What he said is that there's about 80% of the world that thinks we're crazy. 80% of the world thinks we're crazy. Like with this drug situation, anybody that knew about that would think we were crazy. How could they not think that? You know, just nuts. Absolutely nuts. There's a lot of issues like that too. So Trudeau's going to increase the number of immigrants, which in a different situation might be the appropriate thing to do. But as you're going into a recession and suffering from a housing shortage, it doesn't really make a lot of sense to have 500,000 immigrants coming in. And that's not the number of people coming here to stay not as immigrants. Like, the real number is about, 1.2 million probably. They might not all stay, but yeah, it's about 1.2 million come in and just live their lives here, right? Don't necessarily get any official status or anything, but I don't know how many leave, but about 1.2 million come in already, and it seems to be working out kind of spectacularly well, except for on the housing issue, right? So it just makes no sense at all. And he says that he brought them in so that, or the argument goes that there's a labor shortage, right? Well, the thing is that there's a labor shortage because they all went on a hiring spree. All the governments went on a hiring spree through COVID. Like, really a lot of people. The government just hired a bunch of people that are now unionized and all that, with all the benefits and everything, right? And what more work was there to do? Where did the work come from? We're going into a recession and they hire a bunch of, really a lot of employees. That is crazy. That is stupid. And it's right in our face. Absolutely right in our face, stupid. You can't stop that from happening? Yeah, because the thing is, I've talked to people, the thing is, they're not have a bad feeling about Canada. But when I tell them about the things that happen here, they start to. That's about what it amounts to. respect is more important than affection. There's not really any affection without respect anyway. Respect is what it's all about. I mean, I just don't respect us. How could you? We're letting things as stupid as that happen. I'm growing more and more on the side of, okay, a lot of immigration for Canada is, pretty exciting, that's for sure. And obviously if it's exciting, I like it. I do, I like it. I really like it. The thing is that I just met so many people, especially from India, especially Punjabis, I think. But I don't really know what I'm talking about, but that's kind of my impression anyway. Yeah, and some of them are just so absolutely fantastic. I love how loving they are with their children. That impresses me a lot. What did I just do? I just kind of went like that, right? Yeah, I'll put my vocal cords close to the microphone, and then you can feel the resonance of my voice. You don't have any choice. So what do I do? It seems like I still got memory on this thing, so I don't know what am I going to do. I kind of like to take her to the end, when I go out, because why not? I mean, you got memory left. Why wouldn't you fill it up? So it was pretty easy to fill up. Okay, we could walk up this hill. How about that? Would you like to walk up this hill? There we go. Walking up the hill with Bill and Phil. Care for a dill? Will? Take a pill. Take a pill, Will. Take a pill. I hope these lights are all, real kind of not in focus, blurry. So I like my lights blurry. What's this? Jeez. I'm walking on this. I don't even notice how cool it is. I wouldn't have noticed, but I spit, right? And my gum came out, so now I'm looking for my gum. I wouldn't have noticed this, It's pretty, isn't it? Look at it. Look at it. There. Look at it. Yeah. Look at it harder. You're not looking at it hard enough. Yeah. So this is the old spaghetti factory. Wow, this batch of the old willy-nilly is doing me in. Fuck, am I ever stoned? Whoa. Yeah, the drugs they produced here these days is not appropriate for children. Wow. I was doing okay until I started filming the leaves, right? Shit. So if people see you filming, they quite often think it's exciting, right? So they look at you. Now, so suddenly there you are with your camera and you're filming something, and then somebody's looking at you. Maybe they want to talk, and then so you have the opportunity to get their voice or their image, obviously. And it's just kind of a rather remarkable experience, I think. Actually, come to think of it. Just being in New Westminster, Jalong says that when she comes here, she wants to have a personal guard. Apparently, I'm not quite up to snuff in the personal guard department. How would I be? I'm a little guy, objectively speaking. Okay in the upper body, but the legs are weak. So. Yeah. What else is there to talk about? Oh yeah, the colonoscopy I got coming up. I really plugged into the system since I've been back. They treat me really nicely. Really nicely. I'm impressed. Way to go, Canada. I like to be happy about Canada. I was happy about Canada yesterday. The Transit had a poetry contest, and there was a poem on it's Poetry in Transit or something in Vancouver, and I was good. Okay, honest, I was just cynical that it's going to be really lousy. To be honest, and it's going to be about some woke thing or something like that. Some wokey that went through college, studied English or something. Now thinks she's a poet or whatever, and writes this crap, and they put it up, right? Probably pay her. That's what I thought. I didn't want to read it, but so the first one was just kind of shocking because that's what I was expecting. It's not what I got. What I got was something really just spectacularly beautiful. And I've noticed, every time I see Poetry in Transit, I read them, and they're uniformly good. But the one that I saw today, I got the